Politics has a habit of confusing movement with progress. A prime minister falls, a new one arrives. A few ministers are sacked, a few speeches are made. The headlines declare a new era. And for a few days, everyone pretends Britain's problems have somehow become smaller. So Andy Burnham is now Prime Minister. Keir Starmer is gone. Rachel Reeves is gone. David Lammy is gone. Several senior figures have already been pushed aside as Burnham assembles his own government. Supporters are celebrating, critics are panicking, but I think both sides are missing the more important question. What exactly has changed? Because this isn't just a reshuffle, it's an admission. An admission that Labour itself believed the people running the country were not getting the job done. You don't sack senior ministers when everything is working. You don't tear apart a leadership team when you're confident Britain is heading in the right direction. You do it because something isn't working. Burnham says he offers a different vision. He calls it a cost of living government. He talks about national renewal. He talks about building a new political and economic model. He promises to tackle the cost of living, build more homes, fix social care, improve transport, devolve power away from Westminster, revive economic growth, and bring decision-making closer to the communities affected by it. Many of those goals are sensible. Many are long overdue. Britain has become one of the most centralized countries in the developed world. Too many towns feel ignored. Too many people feel that decisions are made by politicians who have never set foot in their communities. Burnham understands that frustration. But understanding a problem and solving it are two very different things. We have heard ambitious promises before. Tony Blair promised a new Britain. David Cameron promised a big society. Theresa May promised to tackle burning injustices. Boris Johnson promised to level up. Keir Starmer promised change. Now Andy Burnham promises renewal. The slogans change, the speeches change, the logos change. The reality often does not. Because Britain's problems are not branding problems. They are structural problems. Housing shortages don't disappear because a prime minister changes. NHS waiting lists don't shrink because a different politician stands behind the podium. Economic stagnation doesn't end because someone gives a better speech. And here's a question that should concern everyone. Who exactly is replacing the people who have just been sacked? John Healey is now Chancellor. Ed Miliband is now Foreign Secretary. Yvette Cooper moves to Health. Angela Rayner returns to Housing. Shabana Mahmood remains Home Secretary. Those appointments tell us something important. This is not a complete break from the Labour government that came before. It's a recalibration, a change of emphasis, a change of personnel. Whether it proves to be a change of direction remains to be seen. Because removing ministers is easy. Finding better ones is evidently hard. Labour is effectively asking the British public to believe that the same party which selected Rachel Reeves, David Lammy and the previous cabinet somehow got it wrong, but has suddenly got it right this time. Perhaps it has, but that is a question worth asking. Burnham has already announced measures including removing VAT from household electricity bills and restoring the £2 bus fare cap. Supporters call it immediate action. Critics call it short-term politics. Again, time will decide. But here's the uncomfortable reality. Britain's economy has been struggling for years. Growth has been weak. Public debt is enormous. Public services are under pressure. Infrastructure projects take too long. Housing remains unaffordable for millions. Trust in politics is collapsing. And while politicians argue over personalities, the country quietly keeps drifting. That is now Andy Burnham's problem. Not Keir Starmer's, not Rachel Reeves, not David Lammy's. his. Every NHS waiting list now belongs to Andy Burnham. Every immigration decision now belongs to Andy Burnham. Every housing target, every tax rise, every rail delay, every energy bill, every success, every failure. The excuses have gone. The old guard has gone. The blame game has gone. Burnham asked to be judged by results rather than rhetoric. And I think that's fair. But that standard cuts both ways. If Britain is genuinely safer, stronger, wealthier, and more united 5 years from now, he will deserve the credit. If he isn't, he won't be able to point the finger at Starmer, Reeves, or Lammy. They have left the stage. The spotlight is now entirely on him, because history is rarely interested in what politicians promised. It judges them on what they delivered. And Britain doesn't need another honeymoon period. It needs growth. It needs affordable energy. It needs secure borders. It needs homes people can actually afford. It needs public services that work. If Andy Burnham delivers those things, he will deserve all the applause. But if he doesn't, this won't be remembered as a political revolution. It will be remembered as something Britain has seen many times before. A change of names, not a change of direction.